Namaskar. Let us begin. Tabo kathamritam tapta jivanam kabibhiriritam kalmashapaham sravana mangalam srimadatatam bhubi grinanti e bhurida janaha. We will be studying the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, English page 819 and Bengali 879. Last week when we were reading, we read that Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna visiting Nanda Bose house. This Nanda Bose is not Nandalal Bose. Someone asked to know, but this Nandalal Bose, the famous the artist, he was born in 1882, I think, and Sri Ramakrishna passed away 1886. So obviously, this is not that Nanda Bose, and moreover, he is a rich person, he is a landlord, that much, and if we come to know about him, we will let you know. This Nanda Bose house, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna visiting, and there the last time he was discussing about the science of knowledge, how people will know that one has realized Brahman. Now you know that in Hindu philosophy there are three main paths. One is from the path of knowledge, one is path of devotion. These are the main two, and of course there is the Tantra also is there. The Vedanta, Tantra and Vaishnavism, these three paths. Those who are worshipping Lord Vishnu in different form, so they are known as the Vaishnava, and they are dualist. They think God is separate, we are separate, that much. Another Tantra, they believe in the power, the Shakti. With the Shakti, the power with which the God is creating, sustaining and dissolving. So these are the three. Now there is another path that is called the path of knowledge. The Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta follow that path, and they say it is all one. There is a difference because of the explanation of the creator, creation and the relation between these two. So who can be the creator and what is this creation? If the God has created this universe, out of what he has created? Out of himself must be, because there is no any other thing except him. So on the basis of that, this discussion, but we won't enter into that today, and many a times we have already discussed this creation according to the Advaita Vedanta, as Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also mentioned, that it is from him only. That is said him, but it must be it. It is the Brahman, the consciousness, all pervading consciousness. That is it. It is not having any gender, he or she. So this is the way, if we can understand the consciousness that has created this universe, and this universe is having the mainly three qualities, sattva, raja and tama, and the good is sattva, mixture is the raja, and a bad is tama. In a simple way we can say like that. Now here Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is the God incarnate in human form. That Supreme Self has incarnated. Why? To guide us. And how he will guide us? Here in this modern age, he is guiding us, giving us the knowledge. What is that knowledge? In the beginning of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, we have discussed that Sri Ramakrishna himself is asking this question to the Master Mahashaya. What is this knowledge? Then Master Mahashaya, he was then from the Calcutta University, so he was thinking knowledge means. Sri Ramakrishna himself gave the answer. Knowing one means knowledge. Knowing many is ignorance. This is called knowledge. So how we will know if one has truly realized it, that one. Apparently there are so many, there are millions, but when we look at those, we can find that it is only one manifesting in many different ways. And knowing that one is called knowledge. And suppose someone claims that he has realized that, how you will understand? That Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said there will be the two things will be there very clearly. One can that he is mentioning here, that he will never ever have any ego, and it will be very simple. How he will know that a person has realized that Brahman, that truth, that he has got that knowledge? He will never have that ego. Ahamkar, that ego, ahamkara, it will never be there. So, first, absence of pride, and second, a peaceful nature. He will be very simple, he will be always peaceful. Why? There is no desire. The disturbances comes when his desire is there. That somebody is becoming very popular. I too have the desire to become popular. So obviously I will be jealous. The same profession people, they are becoming jealous of each other. You will find an engineer is not envying that doctor. It is not necessary. He is an engineer, his profession is different, his path is different, but he is jealous of another engineer. It may be. The same way, same profession people, they will be always internally competing. But as religious person, there is no question. You should not. Why? Because this world is illusory. On the basis of that, he is making the journey. And then if he is thinking, oh, how many people appreciating me, how many people not, that means the basic knowledge is not there. He is not going out to do anything with these people. That's Swami Vivekananda said. It's the byproduct. When we are going towards the realization of God and we are practicing austerities, and that we are sharing with the devotees, that much. What is this? That we are giving the classes, we are giving the discourses, we are writing the books, we are publishing the articles. What is all this? We are sharing the experiences that we are getting on the way to God. As because we are practicing austerity, so all this. Reading the scriptures, analyzing the scripture as per the understanding. Some can understand it much better, some little less, but and according to that they are going on telling that much. So the pride should not be there and peace should be there. The mind should be completely peaceful. That Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said over there. And then he is telling now, today he is mentioning too much wealth makes one forget God. This is another statement of fact. Too much wealth. Of course, I need some wealth to maintain. Every householder should have. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna himself has said to his the counsel, that is his wife, Ma Sharadamani Devi, that you should not stretch a hand before everyone. That means you should not receive anything from anyone. Rather, if it is possible for you, help others. So that should be the characteristics of the householders. The householder should not beg. If a householder is begging, that means he has lost all his self-confidence, his respect. But a monk can beg. So that is the tradition. He is not earning anything. He is going to the door houses, and in exchange of his teaching of morality, awakening their morality, he is getting some food. That much he can do. That is allowed. And that too, he should not go to one house regularly. He should not live in one house. They may say, Swamiji, you can come and stay with us. Feeding one person is nothing for some rich people, and they'll be happy a holy person is living with us. But one should not do that. That's why either alone he is living under a tree or in a cave or in a any place that he likes to stay where people are not there, but nobody's house. If someone is staying in somebody's house, that is not good. That is exactly what the monks, they will never do. So what they do, they go to an ashrama, they stay in the ashrama, a few of them will be together. That's why Swami Vivekananda started the Ramakrishna Matha and Ramakrishna Mission. There's all these the same-minded people, and the ideology is the same. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, the ideology. So they will be together, they will be reading, they will be practicing, they will be meditating, they will be trying to control their mind, purify their mind. All these sadhanas will go. It is a war against the nature. What is that nature inside the mind is constantly provoking that you must go and react. But I am not going to react. So that is the constant fight. Nature will provoke you to react. The temptation will be there. But I am not going to accept that. I am not going to be tempted. I am not going to be reacted. I am going to control. And what I am controlling? All my sense organs. And the basis of the sense organs is the mind. And the mind is nothing but the desire. So ultimately I am going to the root and uprooting all my desires. And when the desire is not there, desire for the worldly things, then there is nothing. But when the money is there, too much of money, one forget all that. You forget God. Because so much of respect will come. If you have the money, people will never ask, are you an educated person or not? They won't ask. Maybe that person cannot even sign his own name. He is a completely illiterate. But if he is a landlord, he is having a lot of money, even the educated people will serve him. They will go and stand by his side or sit at his feet, and only for some money and for salary, all that. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, too much wealth makes one forget God. Then he is mentioning, that is the very nature of the wealth. The nature of the wealth will force you, make you like that. I am very wealthy, at the same time I am humble, is very, very rare. Rarest of the rare. That, of course, we have read that Rupa Sanatan, they were two brothers. They were the minister of a Muslim king, the Sultan in Bengal. This Rupa Sanatan, apparently, externally, they were the ministers, they were powerful ministers. So obviously they were having not only the wealth but also the government power. Outside they used to show like that, but inside they were so humble. So when they came and made the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and they became his disciples, secretly they used to come and they used to meet the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they used to listen to him, they used to pray and cry, where we are now. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to bless them. Rupa and Sanatana, these are the two very famous names. Rupa Sanatan. And these two, apparently rich, but inside they were monks, they were renouncers, they were not attached with the wealth, but really, really difficult. That was there at the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is almost like 450 years before Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. So, but there are instances are there like the king Janaka. Janaka was the king himself. But inside he was a completely monk. He was not having anything because no attachment. So, if one is capable to control the desire, even living in the wealth, cannot, he won't be influenced by the wealth. And what is that influence? It will make him pride. He will be proud. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning that it is natural, it is normal, and that exactly what we find. Any rich person is having that. They are all the time very much proud of their wealth. And they will be, apparently they may not mention, but all around people, they're all the people who will be with him, they will be mentioning, they will be showing. So one should be very, very careful. So Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning those who are interested, sincere to realize God, for them too much money is dangerous. The too much wealth makes one forget God. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna used to visit in Calcutta to one of his disciples who you were reading, and that the disciple, he was also a landlord. He was also a wealthy person. But at the same time, he was very humble. That's why Sri Ramakrishna liked him. That's why Sri Ramakrishna used to visit. And Sri Ramakrishna, not only that, he used to eat in their house, Balaram Bosh. And that way, some other people were also there, whom Sri Ramakrishna really liked. Rani Rashmani and his son-in-law, Mathur Babu. So they were all rich people, powerful people. But Sri Ramakrishna liked them. So why he is mentioning this? Too much money? Some people cannot. Not some, majority of the people. They cannot control. So he is mentioning this. Too much wealth makes one forget God. That is the nature of the wealth. Then he is giving an example. Jodu Mallik. Those who have read the biography of Sri Ramakrishna, you all know about the Jodu Mallik. He was the neighbor in the Dakshineshwar. He was very close to Sri Ramakrishna. Even today, if you go to visit the Dakshineshwar temple, before entering into the campus of that temple, the left hand side, if you go, the Jodu Mallik's garden house is still there. The Jodu Mallik is there. He is telling Jodu Mallik has become very rich. Nowadays, he doesn't talk of God. Formerly, he used to enjoy spiritual talk a great deal. This he is mentioning, and Jodu Mallik was present. Jodu Mallik was there. Even then, Sri Ramakrishna very clearly mentioning, he noticed it. Lust and gold is a kind of wine. If a man drinks too much wine, he cannot distinguish between his superior and inferior. So the intoxication, that completely he forgets, he cannot control his mind. That is the main. The mind and the thought is uncontrollable. And the wealth is just like that. Because of the money, we have seen so many people, we are not naming them, but that is like that. With money but humble, the great. And if they are using that money for the betterment of others, for the service of God, that is so good. That Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna used to say that you have earned money with your intellect and your energy. But who gave the intellect? Who gave the energy? It is God only. He has given you this special thing, and utilizing that too, you have earned money, but you are like a caretaker. That is exactly what Swami Vivekananda told to the Rockefeller. The Rockefeller in America, the very famous rich person, and still very famous. He told him that you are the caretaker only. You must give the excess money to the poor, help them. Then only you will get the blessings of God. Only money that you are accumulating, and with that money you are only enjoying, maybe in this life you can enjoy some of the worldly things, and how much a human can enjoy, how much can eat, how much can drink, how much can he spend for his own. Maybe each and everything is made of gold. What is that gold? A yellowish color metal only, nothing else. Only you are thinking, oh, it is made of gold, it is so costly. Suppose someone doesn't know what is gold, for him it is nothing. So that way, if we think that if we truly want to get the blessings of God, we should share our intellect, our energy, our wealth by serving God. And who are God? This poor, the illiterate, the downtrodden, they are. That is exactly what the Vedanta says, and Sri Ramakrishna points out, that you must serve them. They are living gods and goddesses. They are suffering. So obviously, sometimes some rich people, fabulously rich, they do not know how much money is there. They are giving gift to each other. The husband is giving gift, a huge money to his wife. Wife is giving to the husband. Every day they are spending so much of money. But suppose they think that excess money, whatever I like, I will do, but it is not necessary for a human body to spend so much. Excess money, let us go and develop a village. Hundreds and thousands of people, they are suffering. Suppose you go and help them, you will get a wonderful peace and the joy and the happiness. That is the blessings of God. So Dhanam, so the rich people should understand this. That is exactly Swami Vivekananda taught to the Rockefeller. That if you are helping others, you will get an excellent joy, excellent peace. And if you want the worldly way, the appreciation, that too you will get. So try to understand this. That's why Sri Ramakrishna mentioned. Nanda, he is mentioning, that is true, sir. Then Pashupati, another gentleman who was there, sir, what do you think of theosophy and spiritualism? Are these true? What do you think of the solar plane, the lunar plane, the stellar plane? And Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, my dear sir, I don't know about all these things. Why bother about them so much? You have come to the orchard to eat mangoes. Enjoy them. What is the use of your calculating how many mango trees are there? How many millions of branches? How many billions of leaves? I have come to the orchard to eat mangoes. Let me enjoy them. This is Sri Ramakrishna. So simple, but so direct. So sometimes some people, theosophical, the one time it was a great movement. That's why he mentioned the theosophy. Colonel Olcott and Madame Blavatsky, these are the main two. They were having this, started this one. They had an idea that there are superhuman beings, the great spiritual, the people, they live in Himalaya, and if you are meditating on them or praying to them, they will come and visit you, they will bless you, they will solve all your problem. So that was the idea. In short, mainly that was the idea. So this theosophical society, and naturally this type of thing, the ordinary people, we are interested in that. Oh, I will know what will happen in my future. I can change my future. I can solve my problems. Like this, like that, they always think. So supernatural or mystical way they always think, and they like to. But the pure religion is completely different. This is the ultimate joy. That is called bliss. The happiness, that's the bliss. The joy eternal, happiness eternal. So if that is, then why should I have to do that? Sri Ramakrishna, without going into that, he said that you have come to the mango orchard. What is the purpose? Eat mango. taste mango as maximum as it's possible for you and enjoy that. That means we have come to this world, we have got the human form, human body, and not only that, we have got the desire to know God. At least that much culture and education we have got now. Why unnecessarily wasting time calculating with all these things? That's why when we joined in the Ramakrishna order, some of our senior Swamis used to tell us, don't read these and that, because human life is very short. We do not know when we will die. Read only those books that the realized souls have said or wrote. Only those things. Don't go for so many people. Though anyone having a good command on the language, they will write in so many different ways, quoting from here, there. As a very good writing. Some people, they are as a very good orators, but no experiences. So hearing them or reading these books, lot of time goes away. But if you read those books or some of the quotations of those people who are apta, that's called apta bhakya. In Sanskrit, aptya. Aptya means realized one. If the realized ones are telling like this, saying like this, we are listening to them, then that inspires us. So that we should understand. It says in that way, you have come over here. The human life is very precious. Time is short, so we have to utilize it. Once a man's inner spirit is awakened, once he succeeds in knowing God, he doesn't feel the desire even to know about all this rubbish. So ultimately, that is the main thing. I have to reach on the top of the mountain. So that is my goal. So I should try to reach over there. My concentration, my whole energy, everything should be focused on that. And when I reach over there, after that, if you like to know, it is okay. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna mentioned that if you like to know how much wealth a king is having, why you are going here, there, asking this person, that person, his minister, his bodyguard, sir, how much wealth the king may be? They don't know. A little bit of whatever they know, they may share, they may not. But suppose you go and make friendship with the king himself, then the king himself will invite you, he will make you his friend, and he will share all this experience, his the wealth and all that, whatever he is having with you. The first you have to go to God. Whether the God is having this power or that power, why you are bothering about that? So instead of wasting time, go straight to God and realize God. And where we will find God? Sri Ramakrishna is, that is why he is the modern day saint. He is not saying that you won't be able to do it. He always positive. Yes, you can do it. Only thing, you have to take a resolution. I am going to realize God. And in this life itself. And he will say, if you have taken the sincere resolution, then start from today, from this moment, just cry and call, cry and call. You will get the success. So that is Sri Ramakrishna. We will listen to him. He is mentioning that once a man's inner spirit is awakened, inner spirit. Otherwise, most of the time the people, they will be reading the scripture only to explain, only to write an article, only to explain to others, but they are not genuine, they are not sincere to utilize those words, those teachings to develop his own self. And what happens? There are, in the Sanskrit text, they will be writing, a donkey is carrying the very costly woods, but it doesn't know. The poor beast carrying the very costly the woods, but it doesn't know. Chandan, as they call the chandan, that is a very costly wood. Even a small piece of that is very costly. The donkey is carrying a load full of that without knowing. So similarly, a person is reading so much of books, so many philosophy, and he'll be quoting this man, that man, and afterwards what? No peace at all. Why? Because he or she has not tried to meditate, tried to control the mind, tried to go over the desires. So this is what Sri Ramakrishna is pinpointing. And once he succeeds in knowing God, he doesn't feel the desire even to know about all this rubbish. The many times we mention the story of the Dhruva, then he wanted to sit on the throne of his father as his son. He wanted the father should recognize him as his son, like that. The story you know. Then the Narada came, and the Narada guided him as a guru, and he sincerely took up that, and he was going on meditating and praying and repeating the holy name of God. When the God appeared before him, as he was going on repeating the holy name of God, all the worldly desires vanished. And when the God appeared before him, instead of praying, "Oh God, please bless me so that my father recognizes me, accept me as his son, and give me the position of a prince," he never said like that. He said, "I want you, oh God, I want you for 24 hours. I don't like to leave you even for a second. Be with me all the time." That should be the prayer. What we are going to do with these worldly things, they are so temporary. If we browse the pages of the history, what we find? Kings after kings came. And look at their proudness. They will be so much proud. They are killing, beating, and all these things. Now where they are? Dead and gone. Only some people, they wrote about them, that's why we are reading, and just we are curious what happened in those days, in that days, that much. And even today, all we too will be history someday. There is so much fast it is passing. Even then, we don't understand this. We always think that I am going to survive, I am going to be permanent, and I am going to enjoy like this and that. So when we read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, it is not a book. It is not only a scripture. It is the way of life. We have to live on this. Whatever he mentioned, when we were reading, immediately, whether other people know or not, we know, are we truly genuine? And if not, then what is the use of living a human life? It will be a complete wastage. So he is mentioning in this way, and then he is giving an example. And in those days, the malaria and all those things were there. So he is mentioning how incoherently a delirious patient talked. "I shall eat 5 shades of rice. I shall drink a whole tank of water." "Will you?" says the physician. "All right, you will have them." Saying this, the physician goes on his smoke. But he pays attention to what the patient says when the patient is no longer delirious. That means when the person is behaving, sometimes the children also, when they will be talking, "I like to do this, I like to do that, I must have this, I must have that," and the parents will be telling, "Oh, sure, why not? You will get this, you will get that." And slowly, slowly, when the child is growing and he understands, oh no, it is, I was just imagining, that is not the thing that I can ever get. Automatically, and when he is serious, when he is saying something, then the parents will give attention. Similarly, the doctor also. The Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning when a person is just starting his journey towards God, he always says, today morning one gentleman came, he was telling that, oh, I have awakened my Kundalini and it has reached up to my heart. And now I like to discuss with someone what I should do. I told, at least I am not the person to help you. You may go somewhere else. What is the awakening of Kula Kundalini? And if that is so, why he has to ask like that? And why, in the first place, he is trying to awaken the Kula Kundalini? He doesn't know. He is thinking that way he will get supernatural power, he can control others, he can earn a lot of money, he can all this. So this is the delirious way people, they are thinking about the spirituality. Nothing is going to happen like that. So what we should do, we should sincerely try to awaken the dormant power which is already within us, and that is called divine power. And what will happen? Our mind will be broadened and mind will be peaceful, because all desires will go away. And when the desires are not there, you are just fulfilling your duty, you are performing your duty in a detached way. You know that any time the call will come and I have to leave this world. So I should be ready and constantly thinking that the God is within my heart, within my soul, and He is listening to me. I belong to Him. I am going to go over there. And all of the things, whatever comes, that is, I am just maintaining that. And that is the way the spiritual life grows. The peculiar ideas, and they come and they try to realize that, and they become unsuccessful. And they think that, oh, spiritual life is a false life. No, not like that. Your idea was not clear. Your goal was not clear. You were not knowing actually where you were going to go. What is God? What will happen after God's realization? So these things we get it completely cleared in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. This is the knowledge. This is the Veda. So this knowledge says you should not be delirious. That means imagining things and trying to acquire that. And when you cannot do that, because it is all your imagination, you cannot get those things. Your heart is breaking. You are thinking, oh, so much of pain I am having. Sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes physically or mentally we do something which is supposed to, we should not. And all through our life we go on brooding over that. Why? I made the mistake, and go and tell, I am sorry, I made that mistake, and please rectify me, please help me so that I should not repeat. All these things under your control, Mother. So please help me and control those things, that Rajaguna or Tamaguna, control those things so that I can go to you. I like to go to you, that's all. What a human being should do, only say this. See, this is the prayer. Mother, I know that you are there. You have created this world, including me. I like to know you, I like to see you, I like to go to you. I do not know how. So please help me. According to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, that Mother, sometimes we call God, Bhagavan, and the Brahman, is there, truly is there. Now Pashupati is asking this. Will our delirium last forever? Sri Ramakrishna, why should you think so? Fix your mind on God and spiritual consciousness will be awakened in you. Spiritual consciousness. When the consciousness means awaken, that means I know what is going to happen. What is the spiritual consciousness? It is not with the flesh, it is not with the body, it is with the spirit. And what is that spirit? That is Atman. That is the Jivatma, the reflection of the Paramatma on our buddhi. That is the Jivatma. Even though it is reflection, we think that it is me, it is permanent, and with that reflected power, reflected glory as they say, we are so mad after that. We are thinking we can do this, I can do that. And the ego is that. The moment we are conscious about this, it is a reflected thing, it is not actual. I want to go back to that actual. Then what will happen? This, so we can say, is a mirror, broken mirror on which the sunlight was reflecting. I throw that because I was thinking that sun is the original sun. Now I understand, this is only the reflection. So I throw that, that means I give up my ego. Then what remains? Original sun. So same way, realization, the consciousness is that. And it says, the moment you will, why should you think so? Fix your mind on God. God is that consciousness. And the spiritual consciousness will be awakened in you. Pashupati is smiling. It is not, that contemporary people, they do not understand. The Pashupati naturally, when Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is saying like that, he was thinking, a priest of a temple. Pashupati was not looking at Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna as we are doing, and we are reading and getting inspiration, getting the guidance. Pashupati, the gentleman, he was sitting in front of him, talking with him, listening directly from the lips of God. But look at it, because he was not having that purity, he couldn't understand. He took it just as he is a priest, but he's a good man, he's a spiritual man. So he is telling like that. So he is mentioning, our union with God is only momentary. Then he is giving that example. It doesn't last any longer than a pipe full of tobacco. In those days, the people had the habit of smoking tobacco. And that was the custom, that in those society, come and have as a tobacco. That was the way they used to entertain people. Nowadays, if you go to somebody's house, mostly the ordinary people, they will say, come and have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, or maybe a cold drink and like that. But in those days, it was the tobacco. So mostly people used to smoke. So Pashupati is mentioning, in the pipe there is a little bit of tobacco and a very little quantity. And if you are lighting it and smoking it, after maybe 10-15 minutes it will be over, it will burn to ashes. So he said our connection with God was just like that, very little, temporary. The Sri Ramakrishna and all people, they are laughing. The Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, what if that is so? So this is the positiveness. That when they wanted to know about India, and Rabindranath Tagore, he wrote that you must read Swami Vivekananda's book. In him, everything is positive and nothing negative. That is because Vivekananda was the disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. In Sri Ramakrishna, everything is positive and nothing negative. See, when he said, it is only for a time being, very short connection, Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, what if that is so? Union with God, even for one moment, surely gives a man liberation. Even for one moment can give liberation. Why should I have to have a lot? So at least a glimpse like that. I think I told that story. The one gentleman, he came to pay respect to the Divine Mother, Ma Sharadamani Devi. She used to live in the Bagbajar area. Still that house is there. But unfortunately, he came all the way from East Bengal. It was a remote place. And Calcutta was a very far in those days for those people. But somehow he came, he was staying over there. He knew Swami Turiyanandaji Maharaj. So he told that I have come to get the blessings of the Divine Mother. Turiyanandaji told, it's very good, and go and meet her. But every day he goes, he hears from the attendants, oh, Mother is resting now, Mother has gone out, and he could never get the opportunity to pay his respect to Mother. One day, the last day, next day he was supposed to go back. So he went and he saw the Mother is getting down from the carriage. And he started running towards the Mother from that, the junction. It's not very far, hardly not even 50 years. So he was running towards the Mother. Mother, he was entering into the house when maybe she could feel that someone is running, turned her face, looked at that boy, and then entered into the house. Again the door got closed. In those days, the ladies, they will never be on the road and with the face uncovered. But that time, this young boy, he could see the face of the Mother. Mother looked at him. And he came back completely broken. And he was almost crying and reporting to Turiyanandaji, today also I missed her just for a second. And Turiyanandaji was going on inquiring, no, tell me what happened. Then he narrated, this thing happened, Mother looked at me, I could see her face, but I could not reach over there to pay my respect, touching her holy feet. Turiyanandaji, the moment he said, Mother looked at me, he jumped in joy and said, oh, you fool, you couldn't understand. One glance of Mother is sufficient to get you liberation. So in Bengali he said, Shama jodi fire chaye. So once the Mother is glancing at you, so that is the power of God. Then Sri Ramakrishna in one place he mentioned, do you think the darkness of the room will go slowly if you are lighting a lamp over there? In a moment, all the darkness will vanish, it will go away. Whatever may be our mistakes, whatever may be our misunderstanding, if the God is graciously looking at us or blessing us, immediately, once, a moment, liberation is. That's according to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Many other philosophers may argue, they know you have to have your mind clear and this, that, manashuddhi prakarana and all that. But Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, what if that is so? Union with God, even for one moment, surely gives a man liberation. Ahulya said to Rama, now he is giving the example from the other scripture, O Rama, it doesn't matter if I am born as a pig or any other being, only bless me that my mind may dwell on thy lotus feet and be filled with the real devotion to thee. Then again he is mentioning about Narada. Narada said to Rama, O Rama, I want from thee no other favor. Please give me real love for thee, and please bless me that I may not come under the spell of thy world bewitching Maya. The power that is preventing us to go to God is God's power. That is called Maya. The Vedanta Vadin, they will say Maya. And this Maya is binding us. And the Maya actually covering the original and superimposing something else on it. So that is the power of Maya. These two powers, covering the original, superimposing something wrong, false thing on that. And we think that and think, oh, this is the original. That is the power of Maya. So he says, you should not bewilder me with the power of that Maya. When a man sincerely prays to God, he is able to fix his mind on God and develop real love for his lotus feet. Give up all such notions as, shall we be cured of our delirium? What will happen to us? We are sinners. And to Nanda, one must have this kind of faith. What? Once I have uttered the name of Rama, can I be a sinner anymore? So look at it. What is binding us? Our mind. Why we are suffering? Because of our thought. Sometimes we feel that person is not liking me. Oh, he never mentioned. I am thinking in that way. Oh, that is the thing is going to happen then. So just we are thinking in that way and suffering. If we have the complete faith on the presence of God, God is there, just turn to the God and says, God, please protect me. And He will be there, she will be there. Because it is the mind only. The mind binds us and mind gives us liberation, not this body. So again and again we have to keep in mind, it is not the body, it is the mind. And mind is very subtle. And mind is getting food from 5 objects in this world. So we have to be careful of that. Then sometimes some of the objects like the sound, the sight, the touch or the smell, that is agitating the mind and taking us away from the God and taking us to the God's creation, that means this world. Rupa, Rasa, Sabda, Sparsha, Gandha. And sometimes they will say the Nama Rupa. What is this world? Nama and Rupa. Nothing is there. Only name is there and a form is there. But the name and form we have given. So obviously it is completely different. So what is this world? Asti, Bhati, Priya. These 3. It is there. It is the knowledge and it is the happiness. It is the bliss. It is the joy eternal. So that is the only thing, that these 3, Asti, Bhati, Priyam, and in one side, another side is Nama and Rupa. The Nama and Rupa, this world, who created? God created. And if we go to God's creation, it is completely a wrong thing. Why? Because it is temporary. You will get the joy, of course, but after the joy there will be suffering. When a child is born, everybody is happy. And that child is destined to die someday. Maybe after 80 years, maybe after 100 years. But death is inevitable. So obviously we know that we are going to die. We are going to end this life. So what we are going to get from this life? If we get something eternal, why not? Why temporary all the time? The people, when they joined in the jobs, the services, a few years they remain as a temporary. They always wait for the permanent position. The moment the letter that comes from the authority that from today you are permanent in this position, immediately what happens? Their fear goes away. Oh, they are not going to fire me now. I am a permanent worker, permanent staff. The same way, as long as we are hankering for name, fame in this world, always fear is there. Oh, I will lose whatever I am earning. So that fear is there. The two types of fear is there. One, the shoka, the two different way. What I am not having, that shoka. Oh, I couldn't get it. I couldn't achieve it. I couldn't have it. So that is one shoka or the suffering. Another is, I got it, but what? If some people come and take it away from me? So fear of losing. And this is the suffering for not having, suffering after having, losing. In the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna said, if you are taking refuge in me, yoga kshema baham maham. If those who know the Indian life insurance company, I think it is still there. The life insurance company has a symbol. In India everything goes with the scripture. So the symbol is a lamp is burning and two, the hand is covering it, so that the wind cannot stop it, blow it off. So they are covering it. That is the symbol. And below they have written yoga shema. What is the yoga? If you depend on God, believe on God, then I, the God, the Supreme, will give you whatever you want. That means your first suffering is over. Whatever you want, you will get. And second, I will protect you, that no one can take it away from you. Yoga and Shema. Yoga means I will give, Shema means I will protect. That's Yoga and Shema. So if we go to God, that will happen. Give up all such notions as, shall we be cured of our delirium? What will happen to us? We are sinners. One must have this kind of faith. What? Once I have uttered the name of Rama, can I be sinner anymore? Then the Nanda is telling, is there no afterlife? What about punishment for our sins? That the people always having this type of, Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, have faith. And that is everything. But anyway, the Sri Ramakrishna is now answering, why not enjoy your mangoes? Again and again, he is mentioning here and now. In the Upanishad also it says, here and now. Why you are thinking for the future? What will happen? Oh, today I did some wrong thing, I committed some sin, so the next life I will suffer, after that I will be careful. Why you are thinking in that way? See, he says like that, why not enjoy your mango? What need have you to calculate about the afterlife? And what happens then? And things like that. Eat your mango. You need mango, you need devotion to God. Friends, we will stop today here, and in the next week again you will start reading from here, from this page 820. Is there any question? Okay. So we will stop over here. Today there is no question. We will conclude by uttering this mantra. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai ishabataram parameshamidyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.